Yo, check it out, man. I finally got back on StreamYard. I had some technical difficulties, but I'm finally back. But I want to go on here to address Chaasad and Anon because I just got off of Paradigm Shift TV and it was just a shit show. So I just want to go into these two suits, if you will, because again, I wanted to make a side, but I just want to talk about how these guys are cowards, bro. Like what I mean by it is y'all don't want to stand on y'all stances. Y'all want to go around telling everybody you're Israelites, spreading your identity filth across the internet. You know what I'm saying? They not alone. All of y'all do this, but we talking about y'all tonight. Chaasad and Anon. Y'all all do the same thing. You go around boasting to be Israelites, boasting to be Jews, and they the fake Israelites, we the real ones. All this crazy nonsensical garbage. And then when someone is around to press you on these claims, now you want to be like, nah, I want to debate this, I want to debate that, or try to deflect. You know, in the classic, don't even allow anybody else to speak. I don't even want to hear him talk because he said I'm a fake Jew. Allow me to speak. Y'all want the energy. Listen, bro, you're going to get the Luciferian energy from me every fucking time when you try to play that bullshit or try to be like, nah, get them out the way, get them out the stage. Nah, nigga, the panel open, nigga. Why the fuck you gonna do a show and knowing smoke is coming and then don't want no smoke? Before that, the nigga bitched up because he seen what niggas was saying in the chat, right? Niggas was in the chat on your ass. He's like, I only want to talk about Yahweh and El. Nigga, we want to talk about your claim. Nigga, I want to talk about your little fake ass fairy tale Israelite claim. None of you niggas are Israelites. You're not from the ancient quote unquote 12 tribes. You're not from no invisible man that never existed named Jacob, Abraham, Isaac, and none of those people. You don't descend. It's kind of hard to descend from somebody that don't exist. Now, when we're talking about Israelites, who they were in times past, these people are a conglomerate of Canaanites. This is the consensus. He's like, I want a source. That lets me know you're not well read on the topic because there are numerous of sources that say the same thing. Same exact thing. But so I want to play this clip, man. And my StreamYard down. I gotta upgrade it and everything. I just had to get my StreamYard back. A lot of issues, a lot of technical issues. I'm just now getting my StreamYard back. So if y'all wonder why you ain't seen me, that's why. Let me share. Hold on. Where's my screen at? Right here. Paradigm Shift. I believe this is the video here. So this was a video that took place maybe 3 months ago, somewhere around October. Yeah, this is before I debated Penn and I won the belt. So from that time, I won the belt and lost the belt, right? So during this time period, right? Yeah, the stage. During this little episode, I called these dudes out back then. I was trying to debate Yara. I was trying to debate Chaasad. I was trying to debate Gideon, right? Even back then, these niggas already know what's up with me, nigga. Fuck is you talking about? I'm trying to debate all you niggas. And ain't none after this happened. Like, no, that show was for the bar. Well, you didn't tell me, nigga, these niggas is fool, nigga. All black Hebrew Israelites are fool, nigga. What are you talking about? Did you get this dude on here telling me about John Ogilvy in his cartography and how that's proof that Jews in West Africa is real? Their claims of being Jews is real. You're talking to Genesis fucking 49ers. It's in my name. I made this channel to try to back up Hebrew Israelite claims. That's why it's called Genesis 49ers. Genesis, the 49 chapters is supposed to highlight all 12 tribes or whatnot, right? That's the name. That's why my channel is named the way it's named. And you're coming to me with all of this black Jewish myth shit as if I'm not aware of it. Shit was crazy. Bro, if you don't know, do your background check.
I can't ask the brother a question and gain understanding on his perspective. But yeah, he just sat here for 6-7 minutes just arguing and asking questions, though. But that's the scariness of this whole thing, man. They came on here to talk and run, and we ain't gonna debate because y'all said our names. But man, look, niggas is ducking the smoke and niggas is ducking the action. Then we got this There's other nobody that's jumped on here. Who the hell is this guy? Well, look, I'll tell you who I am. I'm the guy that's gonna source and beat you to death if you ever try me, right? So you came up here and tried to challenge our brother Elder Yara and Gideon on as they're Jews in West Africa and there's West African Jews. Well, how many sources does it take that says that the West Africans were identifying as Jews for you to shut up, right? Because I'm still talking.
No, you asked the question.
I ain't gonna play with you, bro. I got sources right
here.
He
don't know you. He gonna put them hands on you.
I'm still talking. So this one, right? This is a book called Africa. It's written by John Ogilvy.
So you pre-debating.
Stop
you pre-debating.
No, I'm sourcing.
I'm gonna beat your ass. You know that, right?
I'm sourcing. You don't got no sources.
I don't got no sources.
I come from. Somebody
tell this young book who I am. Tell this nigga who I am. All the shit he about to read, I already been over and made videos about. Somebody tell this nigga.
You still talking?
Y'all gonna leave this nigga out to the dry like that?
You still talking, right? So this one is actually a book called Africa. It's by John Ogilvy, right?
I know.
For y'all that don't know, he's a map maker to the king.
Yes, he's a cartographer.
Shut up, nigga. Why is you talking?
Because I'm familiar with this source.
But why is you
I know
talking?
The source.
But why is you talking?
Let him rock out, Yashub, and then you just counting it.
He the spring chicken, but he's talking to me like I'm the spring chicken. What we do that? What part of Christianity is that? Oh, I mean Judaism is that, nigga.
Nigga, I don't practice Judaism either. So nigga, get it together.
But you pretend to be a Jew, so stop it.
Right. So get it together. You don't even know the difference between Judaism and being a Jew. You just running your mouth, right? It says this. Many Jews are also scattered over this region. What region is he talking about? West Africa. It says some natives. Who is the native population to West Africa? Oh, okay.
People that don't have nothing to do with Jews. People don't have nothing to do with Levantine Jews.
It's a rhetorical
Sahelian people.
It's a rhetorical question. You don't have to answer. It says some natives.
Where y'all get this nigga outside of fucking Home Depot looking for work? Where y'all find this nigga?
Let him. He keep talking because he's nervous. He's nervous. That's why.
I'm nervous of this bullshit.
Why does this nigga stay talking?
Because you're trying to teach me something I already know about.
Why does nigga stay talking? Nigga, shut up.
Let him rock out, Justin. Let him rock out, Justin.
Boasting themselves of Abraham's seed. So you telling me what we are not, but the West Africans themselves are boasting of being Abraham's seed. It says inhabiting both sides of the river Niger. Where is the Niger River at? What area of land is that?
Are you asking me?
No, it's a rhetorical question. You're supposed to already know the answer, dummy. It says other are Asian strangers who fled thither either. So he's telling you the other people, right, are people from Asia, which is the Middle East at that time, right, who fled either from the desolation of Jerusalem by Vespasian. So we got from 770 AD already Jews are leaving from Jerusalem, the area of Israel, and coming into West Africa. What are you talking about? These niggas is so irritating and so slow, bro. They just run their mouth. There's no Jews in West Africa.
So again, reading a claim. See, I used to be where this brother's at, man. Reading a claim is the proof, right? And by definition, we know what claims are. This is all myth speak, right? This is all this is. A lot of these people were, enamored with the idea of the 10 lost tribes. And then they would say, oh, the 10 lost tribes are in Asia and Mongolia and in the Pacific Islands. The 10 lost tribes are in West Africa. They're in South Africa. They're in East Africa. They would say the 10 lost tribes are in the Americas. No, the 10 lost tribes are in Europe. That's what was going on. That's what literally was going on. So you get these map makers that are hearing these myths or around people that are circulating these myths. And then they relay that information. That's the same thing that happened with John Ogilvy. Same thing. And you're using this as a bona fide source. You're trying to say that this is the nail in the coffin. This is the idiocy that we're dealing with here. And again, I'm the wrong person to talk to because I spent a lot of my YouTube years teaching this garbage. Look at the stream. Look at this. Black Indians still exist. The word Cushy applies to the Jews. I made these arguments already. I'm very familiar with them. Black Britain, Black Jews of what they say of Africa, 41,000 views. This is when I was on my Sood journey, when I used to teach the dumb shit you talking about. Well, 8 years ago, I was already doing that dumb shit. I'm well aware of all of these arguments. There's not going to be a source you surprise me with. right? I might have to dig through the archives and dig through the crates to pull this shit back up. But I've already read these books. I've already talked about these books in many of my prior episodes and past episodes on the channel. You're not going to tell Yashub about John Ogilvy and think that's like, oh, that's a haymaker. You're going to die. I'm familiar with all the sources. You're talking to the nigga that got all the goddamn books. And speaking of books, let me close this. Let me open my Kindle real quick. Let me open my Kindle, man. And I do apologize. I got to get this shit back to where I had it before. I'm finally back on StreamYard. I can finally talk my shit. Shit. But I get busy, then boom, start doing other things. But anyway, let me open my Kindle. Look at this. This is Tudor Parfit's chapter in the book, The Cambridge History of Judaism, Volume 7, The Early Modern World. So if we go to chapter 38, it talks about the Jews of Africa and Asia from 1500 to 1815. Right? So in this book, it says here, outside the great centers of Jewish life along the North African littoral and in the near Middle East, because that's where people that actually have a legitimate case of being Jews are at. You know, they're not in sub-Saharan Africa prior to this colonial expansion period. You idiots, right? So this is what the scholars are going to say. I'm reading from the Cambridge History of Judaism, right? I'm not going to let's go to a 17th century source and then believe the 17th century source and say that that's a DNA test. Treat the 17th century source like a DNA test. Idiocy. Anyway, it goes on to say, and people are like, oh, you're showing, it doesn't matter. There's nothing you can do with this. This is just reality. You're showing your hand. I can show you my whole hand. You can't stop a royal flush. You guys try to bend and break reality all the time, and reality is what it is. So it says, outside the great centers of Jewish life along the North African littoral and in Near and Middle East, all of which were in Muslim lands, in which, with the exception of Yemen, will not be the concern of this chapter. The continents of Africa and Asia had very few very populous Jewish communities during the early modern period. And yet, in the imagination, it's all in your head. This is all imagination, what Tudor Parfit is reminding you. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and blow this all the way up. All in your head. It's all in my head. I think about it over and over again. That's you. That's you niggas. You imagining this. And yet in the imagination of Western Jews and Christians, it was precisely in these vast, often unknown expanses of the earth, Africa, India, and China, that powerful Jewish communities were imagined to exist, often in the form of the fabled lost tribes of Israel. There you go. Tudor Parfit is telling you the exact truth on why you motherfuckers can find sources from the 17th, 16th, and 15th century making these spurious claims about this lost tribe of Israel in Africa some goddamn where, and Gabon some damn where, and Angola some damn where. These are imagined stories, passed on stories, rumors. They're not grounded in reality. Majority of West African people have nothing to do with Levantine Jewish people, period. So again, Tudor Parfit is giving it to you straight. You can't bring no goddamn John Ogilvy. You ain't gonna be able to bring no Arabic historian either. I know all these goddamn sources. I bought all the damn books. I've had all the arguments and wars with Garfield, you know what I'm saying, and my brother Rob Bourne. This shit is old to me. You can't surprise me, nigga. Fuck is you talking about? Again, my channel is Genesis 49ers. What do you think all I used to talk about was this bullshit that you didn't just now gravitated to? This shit new to you, nigga. What the fuck is wrong with this nigga again? Let's read this shit again, man. This shit music to my ears. Imagination. The hell wrong with these damn tanks on the ground, nigga? Fuck is you talking about? Y'all, them damn tanks defunct, nigga. They ain't got no ammunition. Nigga. You ain't popping shit. You ain't shooting shit. You ain't killing shit, nigga. I'm really from the Catholic gang, 5th Street. We been clapping you niggas. Y'all want to pretend to be the niggas we smoked. Fuck is you talking about? But anyway, To the Parfait says so eloquently. And yet in the imagination, you niggas believe in the imagination of what? Western Jews and Christians. It was precisely in these vast, often unknown expanses of the earth, Africa, India, and China, that powerful Jewish communities were imagined, keyword, imagined to exist, often in the form of the fabled lost tribes of Israel. Hey, this is going to be a slide on my debate. There's nothing you can do about it. You can see all my goddamn, so I will give you my bibliography and show you every goddamn source I got. What are you going to do to beat this shit? Nothing but make shit up. It says, following the fervor created by the book by Manasseh ben Israel, 1604 to 1657. So we're in the 17th century. The hope of Israel. If you a black Hebrew Israelite, you know about Manasseh ben Israel, the hope of Israel, especially if you believe in the 12 tribe chart, because that's one of the books that they go to in the Herald, right? Which argued, among other things, that the lost tribes had fled from India to China, and even the greater excitement brought about the messianic career of Sabbatai Zavai, 1626 to 1676, in the second half of the 17th century. Speculation, this is all speculation. And this nigga during the live talking about some, y'all deal with speculation. Nigga, all you do is speculate and make up shit. Speculation about the location of these tribes reached fever pitch. This in turn led to a great fascination with the remote Jewish communities of Africa and Asia, and a particular concern with their origins. During the period of the penetration of Western colonialism into Africa, Asia, and the Americas. So prior to this, you don't have this idea that there's Jews enumerating most of these regions known in sub-Saharan Africa. That's coming from the ideas of Christians and Western Jews, the imagination of Christian and Western Jews. Why? Because these people are largely disparate from what you know as Jews. They're not even related to them. They've been in Western Central Africa for thousands and thousands of years, and we know that because we can see and track the archaeology, the bones. We can track these things, the material culture, as the desert forms in the Sahara, right? As it transforms from the green Sahara to the dry and arid Sahara that we know today. We can literally track how people migrate from northwestern Africa, northern Mali, Algeria, and they migrate southwards into their present day locations in Ghana, Nigeria, and surrounding localities. They would have been in that region. They would not have been in the Levant. They would not have been in surrounding regions of the Levant. They damn sure was not in the Caucasus hunter-gatherer group, which many of these Israelites would have derived their ancestry from. I'm speaking on the consensus. I'm speaking on the data. You speaking on Black Hebrew Israelite myth. Anyway, during the period of penetration of Western colonialism into Africa, Asia, and the Americas, constant attempts were made to discover the whereabouts of these famed Israelite tribes. And often these non-existent entities would be enlisted sometimes in rather desperate fashion. Non-existent entities. Why? Because there is no large swath of goddamn Israelites or Jews or whatever the fuck you want to call them, lost tribes in sub-Saharan Africa prior to any of this bullshit myth making. So there's non-existent entities. Sometimes in rather desperate fashion to explain the customs, languages, and religions of these new worlds. These efforts resulted over time in the absorption of Israelite or Jewish identities by a number of people throughout colonized and even non-colonized areas. So people will hear this idea, adopt this idea, and absorb and internalize this idea. This is what To the Parfait is explaining to you. But initially, they learned this shit from Western Jews and Christians. Prior to contact with them, they would not know about this shit. They would just follow whatever native identity that they had. Oh, what about Islam? They did the same. They spread the same bullshit. Because they believe that the Quran would explain the history of mankind, and their religious texts will explain the history of mankind literally. So they would think, oh, well, these people fall into one of those categories, or one of those human categories in that book or whatever. It says also, they also led to the development of new Jewish communities, which in time will become part of the fabric of world Jewry. Following the persecution, forced conversion, and expulsion of Jews in the Iberian Peninsula in the 15th century, many of them attempted to create a new life in a different parts of Africa and Asia. So this is actual Jews coming from the Iberian Peninsula, the Sephardic Jews, as we talked about to ad nauseum on the channel. So at the same time, a largely unrelated development as European colonial activity throughout Africa and Asia increased throughout this period. So Jews tended to follow the colonial flag, and particularly the Union Jack, in search of commercial possibilities. In a number of cases, particularly in port towns or in trade routes, laid the foundations of what would later be thriving communities. So when we're talking about the Jews of Guinea, right? They are a result of Portuguese merchants going down there, mixing. We did a whole video about that, making sexual unions and sexual contracts with the locals and having children. So you do have legitimate Jewish people in West Africa after the colonial expansion, because Jewish people would go down there to conduct trade, right? And also practice their religion away from the Portugal crown, which at that time you had to do it in secrecy around the Portugal authorities. That's actual history. The people that are native to and indigenous to Western Africa, that has nothing to do with their history, right? Prior to the contact of colonial powers. All right, so we're going to go straight to the meat and potatoes of this. West Africa. The Beta Israel were not the only African group with some Judaic practices to be constructed as Jews in the early modern period. In Renaissance Europe, new information about Jewish communities or imagined Jewish communities in sub-Saharan Africa came chiefly from Arab historians and geographers. Remember, I got a cartographer, I got a map maker. That means nothing. As if someone makes a map, they are not susceptible to lying or spreading myths, which we see that a lot with early medieval map makers. Literally got maps showing serpentine dragons in the water, dragons on land, men without heads and one eyes. Like, that's what was going on in the medieval time. They were spreading myths, the krakens and all that other crazy stuff. Ape-like men. Like, come on, we can go on and on about this crazy shit. And I guess it must be real because somebody created a map and put it on the map. So since it says it on the map, then therefore, oh, that's my proof right there. Idiocy. How about we go to a university and we ask them, is that proof? Is that solid empirical data? Y'all niggas don't want to do that, huh? Anyway. So again, imagined communities in sub-Saharan Africa came chiefly from Arab historians and geographers. The most influential of these was Leo Africanus. So these people in Europe, they're learning about these fictional Israelites from these Arabic historians and geographers, right? It says, who was born of Arab Muslim parents in Granada and was originally called Hassan ibn Muhammad al-Wasan al-Zayati. After the Spanish conquest of Granada in 1492, his wealthy family moved to Morocco, and the young Hassan traveled widely in Africa, visiting Timbuktu in the sub-Saharan empires of Mali and Bornu. Captured by Italian pirates off the off the North African coast on a return trip from Mecca. In 1518, Hassan was compelled to convert to Christianity. His most important work was the remarkable description of Africa, which was written around 1528 to 1529 and was for many years a key source on sub-Saharan Africa. Translated in 1556 into both Latin and French, it went through a number of editions in several European languages. An English translation by John Pory appeared in 1600, which was read by Ben Jonson and was probably by Shakespeare and John Webster. In description, there are frequent mentions of Jews in Africa. He notes that once Jewish law was widely observed, that there were warrior tribes in the Atlas claiming descent from King David, and that the Canaanites traveled to Africa, followed by later by the Sabians. And the ruler of Timbuktu could not stand the sight of the Jews. So there's a lot of myth making. And what these Hebrew Israelites do is they quote these myths as facts. They say, oh, this is my proof. This is evidence. This is academia. No, academia realized that these are imagined stories. There is no actual proof or empirical data to prove that Canaanites traveled to Africa, to prove that these people were descended from King David. That there was a widely observed Jewish law in sub-Saharan Africa. None of that shit. Come on, bro. Exactly, more. We have the DNA of Lancados or Portuguese Jews. It does not work in your favor because Portuguese Jews, Lancados either have some Middle Eastern DNA or ancestry or Western European DNA. It's just that simple. Anyway, we actually read here, like this nigga talking about source. This nigga, all I do is fucking source. Who the fuck this nigga think he talking to? I'm the wrong nigga to get at, bro. Where's your sources? Nigga, all I got is sources. You niggas come with the flim flam. Shout out to my brother. Shout out to my brother Cedric Ortega. Smoking you niggas too, bro. Killers respect killers. You niggas is not killer. Y'all niggas is friendly bears, bro. Care Bear ass niggas. Big M. It goes on to read, as the major modern source on Africa, the description carried great authority. In a postscript to the English edition entitled A Summarized Discourse of the Manifold Religions Professed in Africa, John Porey noted. At this day, also the Abyssines affirmed that upon the Nilus towards the west, there inhabited a most populous nation of the Jewish stock under a mighty king, and some of our modern cosmographers, people that write maps, this is its proof, map makers, right? If it's on a map, it's real, y'all. Don't question it. And some of our modern cosmographers set down a province in those quarters, which they call the land of Hebrews, placed as it were under the equinoctial and certain unknown mountains between the confines of Abyssine and Congo. So basically, it's a mysterious kingdom. It's Wakanda. That's what he tells you, it's Wakanda. It's somewhere in the mountain. We don't know exactly where it's at, but it's there. Just believe me. John Ogilvie, 1600 to 1676, a translator and publisher, gave further information about Jews in the continent in his Africa. Published in London, 1670. He noted of the coast of Guinea, and he quotes, many Jews also are scattered over this region, some natives. So this is what he was highlighting, boasting themselves of Abraham's seed, inhabiting both sides of the river Niger. Other are Asian strangers who fled hither either from desolation of Jerusalem by the Vespasians or from Judea wasted and depopulated by the Romans, Persians, Saracens, and Christians. And Ogilvie also included the suggestion by Leo Africanus that Jews were to be found in the inland areas. So he said not only in the coast, they on the in the inland areas. This is completely problematic. There is no trace of material culture or history from the damn Romans in Western Africa. Why is this problematic? For several reasons. West Africans were not literate. They were not a literate populace until the Muslims, until the expansion of Islam. If there was contact between a Judaic group of people that lived during there would do you just make the claim or do you demonstrate the claim? If these people are literally the descendants of people that fled Judea during this time frame, then show me the Latin and Greek strips. Show me the Latin and Greek and Judaic. Show me the Aramaic. Show me the material culture from these people. You don't have it. You don't have nothing in anthropology or archaeology pointing to a migration event from Roman Judeans coming from there and fleeing Vespasian, right? After being depopulated and running down to West Africa. It gets worse because it says Persians, Saracens, and Christians. So where is all the Persian evidence? Where's the material culture for that? Where's the Saracen? Where's all these? What's the material culture for that? That points to, yeah, these people did inhabit Judea during the turn of going into CE in the first and second centuries. You don't have it. This is just a goddamn myth. You don't have material culture. You don't have anthropology, archaeology. You damn sure don't have the DNA on your side. You don't even have paleontology on your side. This is idiocy. You guys are promoting open idiocy. And just as Tudor Parfit preface in his book, these are imagined stories by Western Christians and Western Jews. And also, prior to them, they were learning this from Arabic geographers and historians that were also just circulating imagined stories and narratives. Again, West Africans are largely, not even largely, all of them, majority were illiterate. If there was an influx of people coming from Roman Judaic provinces where many of the people were literate, we should see Roman and Greek iconography. We should see writings. We should see texts, tablets, something showing that these people understood these languages. Nope, we don't see that. What was being spoken in Western Africa was primarily Niger-Congo languages. We don't see no goddamn Roman and Greek. That's a PIE language, Proto-Indo-European language. Those are the Romantic languages. We don't see that down there. We don't see no Latin and no damn Greek. No evidence of it. No material culture. Where's the togas? Where's the clothes? Where's the burials? Right? Where's the Jewish style burials in West Africa with the boxes? Yeah, I know the box with the ossuaries. Where's the ossuaries? Huh? So you don't got nothing. You just got a fucking claim. Idiocy. That's all Black Hebrew Israelites do. Afrocentrics do it too. Abos do it. Y'all support idiocy. You just put a bunch of claims out there and hope they stick. But don't even logically challenge or try to work it out in your brain. How does this shit even make sense? How do you have foot traffic coming from Roman provinces, but we don't have a link to Roman provinces? Idiocy. Idiocy. Where are all the Latin speakers and Greek speakers? Where did they go? They just disappeared. Where are they? Where's the material culture? Where's all that? Somebody please explain this bullshit to me. And this is why Tudor Parfit very eloquently says these are imagined stories by Western Christians and Jews. Anyway, it says by the 18th century, there were many descriptions in travel and missionary accounts of the lost tribes of Israel. And this is what a lot of these people go to. I used to go to these type of sources thinking they were nails in the coffin too, because I was blinded by fucking religious idiocy. And many of you guys are following demagogues and have become demagogues. You don't base your evidence. You don't base your opinions off evidence. What you do is you base your stances, right? You base your stances on preconceived notions. That's what you do. On your doctrine. You don't let the evidence inform your doctrine. You bend the evidence around your doctrine. That's what you do. Anyway, so by the 18th century, there were many descriptions in travel and missionary accounts of the lost tribes of Israel, Jews or descendants of Jews living along the western coast of Africa. There were also accounts of residual traces of Judaism practiced in these areas. Perhaps the most famous of these is the one contained in Oluda Equiano's celebrated biography, the interesting narrative of the life of Oluda Equiano or Gustavus Vasa, the African, 1789. This described analogies between Jewish customs, law, and belief in those of the Igbo tribe. Equiano's text is famously problematic. There is ample reason to be cautious about those parts of the book which purport to be the first-hand account of his early life in the Igbo village. Given the grave doubts recent scholarship has cast upon both the date and the place of his birth, nonetheless, there is general agreement that some of what he wrote about the ethnography of the Igbos appear authentic. Clearly, the main point here is the comparison between Igbo manners and customs and those of the Jews. The comparison itself obviously does not come from his childhood memory, nor does he say it does. There's a key point. The passage conveys the kind of general impressions which Equiano might easily have gleaned throughout his life from Igbo he met in America, or more probably from general presumptions embedded in Western attitudes and texts that there were Jews and Jewish or Israelite customs in West Africa. Again, Equiano is not a smoking gun. All of these things have meticulously been scrutinized already, and that's what Tudor Parfit's letting you know. And he most likely was getting his ideas from the famous stories that were being circulated at this time about the lost tribes that are found in Africa. Anyway, given the widespread nature of the discourses maintaining that there were Israelites lost tribes in every spot on the globe, from the Americas to India and China, or to the islands of the Pacific, Equiano, who lived in London, would have been hard-pressed not to be aware of them. This was, again, widely spread, widely talked about this lost tribe mania, that they're everywhere. They're in China, they're in America, they're in India, they're in the Pacific Islands. It is possible that he made this comparison with Jews in order to give added credibility to his work by invoking the conventional wisdom of his time, namely that there were Jews in West Africa, and to give the impression that Black Africans were civilized and humane and had a culture, which, like British culture and European culture in general, had been influenced by Judaic ideals. Now, that's Tudor Parfit. This we're reading actual scholars. Again, this is from the Cambridge History of Judaism. Right? It goes on to read, a Scottish explorer, Mungo Park, is another source they like to go to, described having encountered what he called Arabic-speaking Jews in West Africa on the left bank of the River Niger, and remarked that there were said to be many Jews in nearby Timbuktu. The community in Timbuktu is well attested, and its probable descendants, now Muslims, still proudly invoke the Jewish origins of that group. In addition, in Sao Tome, an island about 150 miles off the northwestern coast of Gabon, there was a community of people of part Jewish descent who were originally expelled from Portugal in considerable numbers following the forced expulsion of Jews from Portugal in 1496. In 1601, the Portuguese crown gave orders permitting Jewish merchants based mainly on the island of Cape Verde to settle and trade along the Senegambia and Upper Guinea coast. Soon, Jews were working as trade factors along the coast and even in the interior among Wolof and other African communities. They traded for slaves, wax, gum, ivory, and gold. Senegambia, a number of conversos, even took advantage of the remoteness of their settlements and the distance from Portugal to return publicly to their ancestral faith. There were similar, if not identical, developments along the west coast of India, which also provided a haven for persecuted Jewish refugees from the Iberian Peninsula. From the 17th century, these Jews, some of mixed Portuguese-African descent, some with African wives and servants, were often engaged in illegal importing of swords. The descendants of these Jews and other Portuguese immigrants of Cape Verde Islanders and of West Africans developed a culture that was itself a synthesis of African and European elements. By the end of the 18th century, however, the Jewish element of this mixed population seemed to have been absorbed by the host society. So that's the motherfucking deal on that, man. That's the motherfucking deal. You don't see these pretend kingdoms of Jews in West Africa, period. It was literally made up by the imagination of Western Christians, Western Jews, fascinated and enamored by the idea of lost tribes. Everywhere they went, they created a lost tribe narrative. Lost tribe narrative. That's all these sources are. So when they pull up something from the 17th century, John Ogilvie, John Pori, they bring all these people up, these Arabic historiographers, and once they pull these people up, all they're doing is circulating old past time myths. That's all they're doing. The next sentence from the Southern African region says other imagined traits. But it says other because what we just read was a bunch of imagined traces to Jews. So other imagined traces of Jews and Judaism in sub-Saharan Africa are, for the most part, unlikely to be associated with Sephardic settlements or with any extraneous factor other than the widespread notion that Jews, as remnants of the lost tribes, lived in Africa. That's it. There you go. There you have it. These are not credible sources. These are myths and rumors that were circulated during that time, 17th century, 16th century. Now, you know what we're doing? We're contextualizing the goddamn argument. Something y'all don't know how to do. You go read, abos do this shit. Everybody do it. They go read old sources and say, oh, see what it says right here? Yeah, you're reading fiction. Nobody in modern academia that's worth their salt would read this stuff as if they're reading a newspaper. But you dudes do. Why? Because you're desperate to prove your doctrine. You're desperate to be a Jew. You're not a goddamn Jew. You're not an Israelite. You're none of those things. These identities were imagined, and pretty much imagined that West Africans were. West Africans are actually indigenous to West Africa, and they've been there for thousands of years, some longer than others. Many of them come from northern West Africa. This is why they have a component related to Berbers. In order to have an ancestral component in your genes, that means your ancestors have to have overlap. You have to share mothers and fathers with those groups. It's the only way you can transmit DNA is through sex. So we know they were more northern in times past and Northwest Africa. They were nowhere near the Levant, Egypt, none of that shit. They were primarily on the western side of the continent. We know this for several reasons. The material culture, the substance strategy. We can see these things, the fine points that we find over there. Right? The lake basins. We can see people living in these regions. Right? The stone edifices. For thousands of years, they would not have known about no goddamn Judea. They would not have known about no Exodus myth. They would not have known about no damn King David. That's y'all favorite one. There's always a tribe claiming to be from King David. It's y'all favorite one. They would not have known about any of those things. And they would not have been able to communicate with those people because Jews are Western Semitic people, speaking peoples for the most part in Levant. And the languages that they would have absorbed, they would not know anything. They would not know about like Syrian, Amorite. They would not know about none of that shit. Hittite or Hurrian. They would not know about those language isolates either. And again, the problem y'all always gonna have is y'all not gonna be able to show me literacy in West Africa. You're not gonna be able to show me literacy in West Africa before Islam. You're not gonna be able to show it. But you claiming they came from literate societies. If you're claiming they came from Israel, that's a literate society. You claim they came from a Roman province, Judea, that's a literate society. Why the fuck we don't see literacy in West Africa prior to the Arabic expansion? Why? It's very fucking moronic. It's getting stupid and silly and more silly as the years pass. It's time to let that identitarian bullshit go. You're not a goddamn Jew. You did not descend from no person named Abraham, Isaac, and fucking Jacob. You did not descend from no fucking 12 mystical, magical 12 tribes. This is that in itself is myth making. That's why I want to challenge you guys on Genesis too. You niggas run from that. I was trying to get Hemi to stand on Genesis 1, 2. Y'all run from that. Genesis 10, stand on it. Does that reflect history? No, it don't. Does that reflect reality? No, it doesn't. That's why y'all can't accept that Israelites are Canaanites because, oh, well, in the book it says they were different people. Yeah, the book also says that it's a sea serpent going around eating people. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, speaking of Leviathan, let's get out of this little reading rainbow session that I started, man. Chaasad, Anon, y'all know where I'm at. I will beat both of you niggas bloody, and you know it. That's why y'all play games. You don't want to stand on your fucking claim. Stand on that Israelite shit, nigga. Since you claim to be Israelite, stand on it. And Chaasad, you's a little boy in this shit, nigga. I've been doing this shit, nigga. I've been where you at already. What are you talking about? I was a famous Israelite. What are you talking about? Everybody know my past. That's why I keep my videos up so you can see where I was at. All that bullshit you teaching John Ogilvy and all these cartographers and map makers and historians, suit historians and shit. I was already doing that before you was even in the shit. I was already going over and disseminating that dumbass information. You can't surprise me with no shit. You gonna come to me with it, talking about some, yeah, I got the haymaker. Who the fuck you think you, what? Niggas is crazy, bro. Anyway. So let's go to let me share my screen. Go to the debacle that just happened. Y'all know how I am. I don't put up with that shit, nigga. Y'all want to have a conversation, have a conversation. All that talking about some shut up, get off the screen and shit. I ain't going for it. VM. Nigga, I'm from the Catholic Church, nigga. We don't put up with no fake ass Jews, nigga. We ain't put up the real one. Why we gonna put up with fake Jews? Like, oh, VM, nigga. You not from the set, you false claiming. You a wannabe motherfucking ancient Jew and shit. Stop it.
Oh man. But yeah, we finna get everything together. We finna get everything popping. So looks like we have our first individual. And it's really funny, man. I have to introduce this brother right here. And wow. I ain't understand. I can't believe he came here first. It's wild. Now, Chaasad, I hope you're ready for this guy. He has been asking about you for a while. You know what I'm saying? For a while, he's been asking about you. So let me get this brother in right quick. But before he says anything, you know what I'm saying? I have to say, this is the most insidious, the most ferocious, and the most diabolical outside of the divas. Well, they're not debaters, but he's a diabolical guy. He is Lucifer, and he is coming for you on VM. Shout out to Lucifer.
Oh, VM, nigga, Fifth Street Catholic. You already know I'm rocking, man. You know the Catholics known for killing Jews. This nigga pretended to be a Jew, so it's only right I smoked this nigga. And it's not because he Chaasad or he got a name or nothing like that.
Hey, bro, you can stop right now. First of all, you can stop right now. Ain't nobody pretending to be nothing. Stop the disrespect.
You pretending to be a Jew. You're not a real Jew. You're not.
Okay. So you want to debate me on who the Jews are?
We can debate on whether or not.
No, are you going to debate me on who the Jews are? Yes or no?
The ancient Jews, yeah.
Are you going to debate me on who the Jews are?
I'll debate you on that easy. Smoke your ass. That's easy.
All right, now that's it. You're done.
Who the ancient Jews? Ain't no done nothing.
Get the debate topic set up. We're done.
All right, so you want to debate on the ancient Jews? Gotcha.
No, nigga, you heard my topic. Stop. You heard what I said. We're going to debate on who the Jews are.
You are not a Jew. You are a pretender.
So we're going to debate on who the Jews are. Do you want the debate or not?
Yeah, nigga. The Jews that got shit to do with you. Fuck is you talking about? Yes, I will smoke you on that. I will smoke you.
You got the debate. Now shut up.
Nigga.
Next nigga.
Nah, ain't no next nothing, nigga. Scary ass nigga. This nigga scary, bro. I came on here 5 minutes and this nigga already throwing this shit. You tucking and ducking, bro. You ducking your taco, bro.
Who is this nigga?
Yeah, you ducking your I'm talking to you, nigga. Man, when you open the panel, it's for people like me to get on there and have the conversation. From the beginning, he didn't want to have a conversation. Yes, I'm going to debate you on that shit. You just threw that shit out. You thought you had confidence. You don't know who the fuck I am. I'm going to bury you on all your fake Jewish claims, your fake West African Jewish claims. But it's a show going on. Let's have a conversation. He don't even want to have a goddamn conversation. Oh, I railroaded him. I got him. No, there's nothing to talk about. There is something to talk about. Let's have this discourse, nigga. You don't want to have a discourse because you're scared, nigga. You know you're gonna get put on your fucking pockets. You know I hit hard. I hit harder than most of these niggas. Fuck are you talking about, nigga? And you ain't the only nigga that's gonna get knocked out or have gotten knocked out by Lucifer. And then beat many niggas. Fucking convincingly, nigga. But when I get on there, you get shook and oh no, that's all. Shut up. And then you gonna talk. All right. So y'all get the energy from me that you put in. So you gonna talk to me like that? I'm gonna talk to you like that. Fuck is you talking about, nigga? Oh well, you said he was a pretend. He is a pretend Jew. You faking to be a Jew like them niggas faking to be Egyptian. That's not harsh. I didn't call him out his name. I didn't call him a bitch ass nigga, even though he act like a bitch ass nigga. VM. And that's on the Catholic clergy. None of these niggas is worthy. Niggas know it's like, come on, bro. Like, y'all niggas is fool as hell, VM. Like, goofy, nigga. What part of Catholicism is that? Fuck is you talking
about? He just told you what the topic is, nigga. You ain't no champion. You ain't no champion, nigga. Shout out to Big Hemi. Shout out to Big Hemi.
Is you gonna sell wolf tickets or what we doing? I don't wolf. I don't wolf.
I'm the one. I don't wolf either, nigga. All I do is debate before you even got on the platform, dummy.
So why are you selling wolf tickets? Is this you want to play that promo, my nigga? You trying to play that promo, my nigga?
You know, fake ass wanna be Jew, nigga.
My nigga.
You ain't no Jew, nigga. Like I said, you ain't no Israelite. You ain't from that book.
What day you free? What day you free for the debate?
You not from the Levant.
What day are you free for the debate?
Any given Sunday, nigga. Fuck is you talking about, nigga? Big Catholic.
Hey, what's the topic, Chaasad?
Okay,
what's the topic, Chaasad?
You're debating on who the Jews are.
Who are the Jews? And I'm gonna beat your ass, nigga. You gonna be up there talking about some we African, the Jews and that. Shut your dumb ass up.
Dumb as hell.
All right, so
I bet you crack your skull, Joshua.
You never crack shit, nigga. You niggas be standing on fake premises.
Man, what's the date and time?
Any Sunday, nigga.
What's the date and time?
Any Sunday.
Hold on, right quick.
What's the date and time, nigga?
We gonna get together with that. We'll get together.
Well, then why you let this nigga sell wolf tickets? Shut this nigga up.
Hold on, you got because
when am I ever, man? This nigga is smoking glass dick, nigga. Smoking glass dick.
Hold on, right quick. Check this out. So, you know, he's been asking me to come over here for a while. You know what I'm saying? He does have a prior engagement with someone else, but I guarantee you, Lucifer, the second debate, you guys will meet.
No, I need the first one. I need to draw.
No, you don't get to dictate none of that, bro. You ain't a champion. You ain't a champion. You ain't a champion.
Bro, he gonna make me. I'm gonna slap him for the debater, bro. Like, what is he doing
this nigga? Hey, nah, you want to get it cracking? I will beat you.
Bro, this nigga here to talk.
You in court gesture. He's a court gesture, nigga. This what happens. This what happens.
So when I knock Chaasad ass out, no, before I even knock Chaasad ass out, I'm gonna knock Anon ass out. I'm gonna knock Anon ass out. Nigga's an internet platform, goofy.
You're talking tough.
Nigga, it's the internet platform. Where else we gonna be talking tough at? We talking about debating. We're talking about debating. We're talking about debating, idiot.
Well, we're talking about debating.
This is what he do, Chaasad. This is what he do. This is what he do because he can't handle it when you really force him to stand on. He can't handle it.
Yeah, of course. No, he made the title.
All right, let me say this.
My last 3 debates, the other nigga made the title. The minute I press you niggas, hold on, wait a minute. The minute I press you niggas, y'all never want to stand on the shit y'all believe in. Y'all always running and shucking and jiving, nigga. And that's facts, nigga. Everybody know. My last 3, 4, 5 debates, the other nigga made the title. The minute I try to press you niggas and make y'all stand on y'all premises, nah, man, you gonna debate nah, fuck all that, nigga. You niggas finna start standing on y'all premises. I'm not letting you niggas run, nigga. Goofy shit. I already beat up niggas on the shit they came out their mouth with. Nah, nigga, we gonna debate. It's race fake. That was paying. I beat that nigga. You know what I'm saying? He made both our titles. I beat him the first time, lost the second time. Y'all always making y'all titles. Nah, nigga, we not doing that, nigga. You gonna stand, ain't none. I know your ass watching, nigga. You gonna stand on that Hebrew Israelite shit, nigga. Them African-American Hebrew Israelite claims you got, I'm beating the fuck out of you. And you know what's coming your way. That's why you trying to dance out of this shit. Stand on that Israelite bloodline shit you believe in, nigga. Fuck is you talking about, nigga? If you was in the Catholic clergy, you would have been got DP. VM. Stop playing, bro. And you ran on the plug, goofy.
Hey, Joshua, it's his show.
street Catholic shit.
It's your show. We'll set it up. We'll get some things set.
And just like my Catholic ancestors did, we're gonna sell your ass.
You ain't no Catholic.
I'm gonna do this, bro. I'm gonna put you in the back.
Do you niggas dirty?
I'm gonna make you talk all that Catholic. I'm gonna make you talk all that Catholic. I'm gonna make you talk all that Catholic in too. I'm gonna make you talk all that Catholic.
I'm gonna bring that back, nigga. Renegade energy, nigga. Fuck you talking about, nigga.
Hey, nigga, go to mass, nigga.
Like these are type niggas. These type niggas that they don't really want to debate you. They get up here and talk crazy to get you out of your body. Like, I'm not gonna talk crazy with you, my guy. Like, I won't really see you. Like, if you want to talk crazy, we will see each other. You wanna debate me? Then talk scholastic with me.
Hold on, right quick.
Hey, shout out to the young lion, the young king, up and coming shooter, the ballistic tank. Get that man his flowers. He running everybody away, so they gotta jump out their body.
Hey, he killed Asad 7 last night with the coldest kill I ever seen, nigga, on that platform, man. We gotta talk about that one day, bro.
Hey, I'm supposed to be going back up there tonight for that. I'm finna expose Egypt. Egypt is mad.
Go to work.
Mad.
Go to work. All right. Hey, can I have 30 seconds of your show real quick? Let me just say something.
Go ahead.
Hey, shout out to everybody that really was supporting me. You know what I'm saying? You punk ass niggas who tried to act like you was my partner and then want to talk crazy when I went through something. Yeah, I'm out of retirement, nigga. Let's just go ahead and get it out the way. Now, nigga. And now I'm gonna shoot. I'm gonna rain down fire of biblical proportions, nigga. I've been trying to be cool. I try not to make it about the Israelite thing. Now, nigga, I want all the Israelite smoke. All that extra shit, all that, well, you know, no, nigga, yeah. I'll even stand on the bloodline thing. Because now here's my question to you weird ass niggas. What is the Israelite bloodline? Since you want to tell us to stand on it, what is the Israelite bloodline?
What's the Israelite haplogroup?
Nigga, what is the Israelite haplogroup? Stupid niggas. I keep telling y'all to leave me alone, right? But I'm the one.
They don't know.
I was one of the first niggas to deal with the DNA. But I let y'all niggas have it.
Bro, I got the Jewish scholars saying that there ain't no the Jewish DNA. I got the Jewish.
You don't have Jewish scholars. You have Raphael Falk. That's one fucking French dude. And he's not saying exactly what you guys are saying. He's not claiming that West Africans are Jews, right? He just showing you that there was some overlap between Jewish groups and other non-Jewish groups. Duh! See, y'all don't read these damn papers, man. Y'all indoctrinated. And then ain't nothing for you to step here and say, you ain't let us have shit, nigga. We came into our own. Fuck is you talking about, nigga? Everybody know that we understand DNA. We understand the field of genetics way better than you. Now, I never had to say that. I could just show and prove that shit. Because I ain't the one going around pretending to be an Israelite. You are. I understand my ancestry go back to Western Europe, West Africa, and a little bit of North Africa. You the one that's having an identity crisis, my nigga. If you understood DNA, then you would understand that your fucking ancestry is very disparate from someone living in the Levant, especially 2,000-3,000 years ago. What are we doing? What's the Jewish haplogroup? What's the Israelite haplogroup? And then the dumb shit these people say, because I say earlier haplogroup J, because we're talking about what group of these people come from. Because they ask me, oh, what's Hezekiah? Well, it could have been J. Why? Because the group that he belongs to comes from the Caucasus hunter-gatherers, and that's a very populous, a very normal haplogroup to have amongst them. What they wanted, they'll give me the body. We don't have the body of Hezekiah. But we know the general population would have been Caucasus hunter-gatherer related. Notice I didn't say sub-Saharan Africa. I didn't say Congoloid. I didn't say none of that shit. What you guys push is bullshit. Garbage. Right? Out of all of the haplogroups, all of the DNA data that we have extrapolated and examined in the Levant, none of that shit equals to them being West Africans at all. I can pull every genetic paper on West Africa, every genetic paper on the Levant, every genetic paper dealing with Jews. None of it is going to comport with any of your spurious imagined claims. Zero, zilch, nada. But you deal with sources. You said you deal with sources. What type of bullshit is that? What type of bullshit is that? Oh, let's run the Raphael Falk. What's the other one they run to? El Hike. Oh, El Hike says these people are, they're actually these people over here. They're the Khazars. That's been disproven. Right? Jewish people are amalgamation. Israelites were amalgamation. They were amalgamation of different Canaanite groups in the past. They made up a narrative about their ancestry like many ancient people do. Like Romulus. Romulus is not a real person. That's a fictive person. An imagined ancestor. Same thing with the Israelites. The Assyrians did the same thing. Oh, we come from my ancestor Ashur. The Egyptians did the same thing. All of the ancient groups would do this in their myth making. It's just ancient myth. Y'all using the same formula. Y'all made up your own ancient myth, extrapolated from ancient myth, saying, oh, we come from Jacob, the 12 sons, and all that shit's fake. Genesis is not history. And none of you niggas would stand on Genesis being actual reliable history. Genesis 1, Genesis 2, none of that shit comports with reality. You know it. All right? But you're too fixated on your doctrine that you can't even understand that.
Push man say that himself.
Now,
Stop playing with me.
But that's what I'm asking you. What is the haplogroup, fam?
Go.
Because you said ain't no Abraham, you said ain't no Judah, you said ain't no Isaac. So what are you claiming to? Because whatever claim you want to say they stand on, we stand on with our African ancestors that got the same claim. So who won't smoke?
Right. So my question was gonna be, so you gonna debunk all the sources that says the Jews in West Africa and talks about Jews being forced into slavery and on the slave trade? You know, we actually have documents from the slave trade that talks about Jews. Like, nigga, is you stupid?
Hey,
Facts.
So hold on right quick. Boy, it's always the wild stuff always have on my show.
So what the nigga did was, let me make the argument why he's not here. He can't retort. That's basically how I go. Let me say all this shit while he's not here. It's easy to debunk all of those cartographers' maps and all these fictitious, imagined Jewish communities that we see that are replete in a lot of these sources. It's easy, right? It's very, very easy. Especially when you Occam razor this shit, it just doesn't make any damn sense. Because again, as I pointed out, where's all the material evidence? You have none. Where's the evidence of a literate society? You have none. You have none of that shit. You just got claims. That's all you have. And we could have had this conversation on the goddamn live, and it would have been great content. But you don't want to make content. You are afraid to talk about your beliefs. Right? You'll do that with King J. King J is a stammering idiot sometimes. When I say idiot, I'm talking like it's hard for him to speak. It's hard for him to talk. He could be right, but it's like he don't deliver it right. So you didn't want none of that smoke. First Enoch says, so there weren't Berber Jews in North Africa, but I don't want no debate, Yashub ben Lucifer, because you already know genetic history better. Despite all my genetic admixture, that's proof. No, we're talking about sub-Saharan, right? There were some Jews in North Africa. Some, keyword some. Like y'all be jumping out the window with shit. Y'all be running with shit. Like, come on, bro. Now, there were Jews. Like in droves, they were all, stop it, man. This is straight up garbage time. You know, in football, you got garbage time. This is garbage time right here.
Like my nigga, I got the map maker during the slave trade talking about Jews on west side on both sides of the Niger River in West Africa.
John O'Gilby. That's what he's talking about. John O'Gilby.
My nigga.
So
What is he talking about?
Hold on right quick, Chaasad, and Anon, you shocked him.
And then he's like, what is he talking? He must be stupid. Like, nigga, I know these sources. I got videos. I'm on video quoting those same goddamn sources. The fuck?
Hell out of me, brother. Like,
and then we're gonna talk about this too, because we're gonna talk about pre-exilic Israelites. See, y'all niggas talking about Second Temple. Y'all want to talk about Second Temple biblical Judaism. Let's talk about pre-exilic Israelite culture. Nigga, I won't smoke.
Exilic Israelite had a pantheon.
Ain't nobody talking to your has-been ass. Ain't nobody talking to you. When it comes to debating, don't even try it. When it comes to debating, you go back into that little cave that's in your avatar. You go strong back into the cave that's in your avatar.
Hold on real quick.
On the panel.
Right. We gotta be in a little order right quick. We gotta be in a little order. Let's all take a look.
Hey, my man, hold on. My man said he got a cartographer from what, the 17th, 16th century. He said that shit last time. That was spreading some myth. And you gonna bring that to a scholastic debate?
That nigga said the map maker is spreading a myth about Jews being West Africa.
Spreading a myth.
Nigga said,
I can show you all the cartography back there showing men without hands.
I don't have no source to do it. I don't have a source.
Bring your sources. Hold on.
You know what that means? I don't have any source to bunk it. So, nigga, you on my show. You not gonna come up here and say you want the debate on who the Jews are. So, nigga, shut the hell up and meet me in the ring. That's it. That's all. We're not gonna keep woofing back and forth. I'm not gonna keep woofing back and forth. You want the show? You want the smoke? We got the debate set up. It's that simple, my nigga. What is we arguing up here for? We got the debate set up.
I'm addressing what was said about.
No, nigga, you ain't addressing nothing now. You said nothing.
Nigga, I'm addressing that. Nigga,
you got a cap, Joshua. You cap.
Shut up now.
When you afraid, like,
shut up now.
Hold
on right quick. Fairy
tale ass niggas, bro.
Hold on right quick. You know,
this nigga say he a Catholic, but we got fairy tales. This nigga say he a Catholic, but we got fairy tales.
Get this
get
out of here, man.
Hold on real quick, y'all. Hold on real quick.
You Bartholomew, that Cassian sounded nasty.
Hey, none. When you want to do it, nigga? When you want to do it? When you want to do it? No, he got to do it. So you and I about to debate.
Then just drop him in the back, man.
No, ain't no drop nothing in the back. Y'all get on here with a real cap to get on here. Now y'all want to fucking hide, nigga.
He just said we up here pushing fairy tales, and then he said white Catholics.
You're not a Jew.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
It's a real thing. You being a Jewish thing.
I gotta move on, bro.
Fake ass Jew. Y'all ain't no goddamn Hebrew.
It's okay, little Catholic guy. It's okay, little Catholic guy.
God bless his God bless his Catholic heart.
God bless his little Catholic heart.
Claiming ass niggas. That's why you got
hold on right quick. Come on,
get in the bedroom, nigga.
All right, we're moving on past the Catholic heart nigga.
You've been killing your ancestors and cracking your women. How about that, nigga? Selling.
All right, Joshua, I had to take you off, bro. We're gonna set that debate up with you and Chaasad.
What did he just say about my woman?
He didn't say.
I'm talking about the Catholics. You say the Catholics was taking on women. He say whatever he got to say to try to range gay people. That's his own.
I thought he said something else.
No, he didn't say nothing about your woman specific. He ain't gonna.
No, he wasn't saying that.
We'll get that for you and Chaasad. We'll get that, man. But right now, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Anon and Black Sage. I see y'all are on, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, how y'all doing? And shout out to you, JJ, and shout out to the other individual. I haven't seen you before. Who are you?
Pam Mulattoism. Peace, family.
I think I seen you.
I've seen his brother before. Not Pam Mulattoism.
Yeah, but shout out to y'all, man. You know, but JJ, what?
Oh, my bad. Hold on, real quick.
We gotta have discipline. Come on, man.
Nigga,
don't come over with no
I'm finna pass to you. I just want to say something real quick. Go ahead. You know what? I got you. Go ahead.
All right. Now, originally, this was my topic. This
God.
Originally, this was 7,000 topic. And when I brought it out, the whole community.
Somebody got an echo.
You hear me?
Somebody got an echo.
Yeah, we hear you, JJ. Go ahead.
See, yeah, come on, man. I don't interrupt y'all. All right. So, but hey, it's good that it's taking life and other people is talking about it. You know, that's over for me. I already proved my point. But now we have Anon on here. Now, respectfully, you said in the audience, what is Abraham's DNA? Now you got to prove that Abraham even existed. So I would like to take that debate since you don't want to do the Exodus debate. Would you take that? Would you take that, sir?
Anon, it's on you.
Would I take what debate?
That you could prove that Abraham existed? Because you said what was
I never said that. My she just okay, cool. Can I respond?
Yeah,
thank you.
Go ahead, bro.
This is what rookies do. They think they can take something that you say and then play with it. What I said was, if you want me to stand on Israelite bloodline, I asked you what Israelite bloodline was. I asked you what was Abraham's DNA, what was Judah's DNA, what was Isaac's DNA. I never said, shut up and listen over here. Shut up and listen. It's okay. Right, I know it hurt. I know it hurt. I never stood there. And said, oh, beat my chest. I can prove that Abraham exists. That's not what I said. I asked you what was any of these people's DNA because you told me to prove that I'm a bloodline Israelite. So I asked you, what is the haplogroup of the Israelites? Nigga, don't run. Don't Harlem shake. Don't do none of that. So you tell me what is the Israelite DNA, and then we'll have a conversation. Unless you can tell me that, nigga, you're a novice. What is the Israelite's DNA?
Out, man. God damn. I heard
I
you.
didn't think so. Now you're crying.
You want to be humble and respectful, but all this over talking.
Hey, when I heard that, I was like, this is very simple to answer, and this is why I don't want to argue this. The origin of Palestinians and their genetic relatedness with other Mediterranean populations. This is an old paper, but pretty much all the papers come to this conclusion. And in the abstract, which is a summation of the entire paper, it says, archaeologic and genetic data support that both Jews and Palestinians came from ancient Canaanites who ostensibly mixed with Egyptians, Mesopotamians, and Anatolian peoples in ancient times. Thus, Palestinian Jewish rivalry is based in cultural and religious, but not in genetic differences. Literally. You can go to up-to-date papers that say this shit. Same thing. Hold on. Let me get that. Who are the Canaanites? Let me get that paper. Hold on. Who were the Canaanites? Should be live signings. Yeah, here it is. Up-to-date paper. This is more recent. Who were the Canaanites, the ancient biblical people credited with inventing the alphabet? The Canaanites were made up of different ethnic groups who lived in the land of Canaan, and they likely invented the world's first alphabet. Right? It talks about the ancient texts here. Dismiss this. The scholars doubt that the Canaanites were ever politically united into a single kingdom. Archaeological excavations indicate the kingdoms were actually made up of different ethnic groups. So I'm bringing this up, right? Because when and Killebrew's a good source for this, it says the same thing. When we're looking at these Canaanites, made up of these different people, Israelites are just one of these people that came up and said, oh, we want to call ourselves Israelites. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less. They literally emerged from other Canaanite people. The biblical story of, oh, Canaan is the son of Ham and these people. No, that's not at all close to actual factual history. Not at all. What are we talking about? Right? So when we're talking about people going into Egypt, these are largely Levantine-related Canaanite people. The people that come out are largely related Canaanite people. The Israelites, largely related Canaanite people. All of these people have a caucus hunter-gatherer backdrop. So when we look at, hold on. First Israelite DNA. Let's look at this real quick. We went over this paper and to ad nauseum. And first, archaeologists extract DNA of ancient Israelites. A rare first temple period family burial opens the door to genetic studies on the true origin of the ancient Israelites and their links to modern Jewish populations. 2023, this is a big thing, right? Let me hard search the DNA. J2. It says, and the Canaanites begat Abraham. It literally says it. The highlights of the very partial results is that the Y chromosome in the man belongs to the J2 haplogroup, a group of closely related DNA sequences that is believed to have originated in the Caucasus. Basically what I said live, or Eastern Anatolia, a vast area including modern-day Eastern Turkey, northwest Iran, Armenia, Georgia, Azerbaijan, and southern Russia. It didn't say it came from West Africa. They didn't say it came from a Bantu group, Bantoid group. They didn't say it came from a Senegalese group. They didn't say none of that. These people ultimately derive their ancestry from the Caucasus. This is important because, as mentioned, researchers have already mapped the DNA of ancient Canaanites, showing that they had a strong ancestral connection to modern-day Jewish and Arab populations. That research published in SAIL 2020 also showed that Canaanites in the Middle and Late Bronze Age, before the emergence of the Israelite identity, descended from a mix of Neolithic inhabitants of the Levant and a group that immigrated from the Caucasus or Eastern Anatolia. So an Israelite would have ancestry from the Caucasus. No ifs, ands, or buts. That's not how DNA works. It's not how evidence works. This is empirical. You can't get away, or you can't argue your way around this. This is goofy what you niggas be doing. The migration was already in motion in the early Bronze Age around 2900 to 2500 BCE, and is also visible archaeologically, with pottery from this period exhibiting strong influences from Anatolia and the Caucasus. It continued in the Middle Bronze Age, as seen in the study of ancient DNA of individuals from Megiddo and other places, and is evident in the mention of in the historical text of Canaanite officials in the Late Bronze Age, with names that are not Semitic and originate in the northeastern Middle East, Finkelstein says. While it's too early to draw conclusions based on limited data from a single Israelite sample, it is of note that the First Temple period individual from Kiryat Yearim still carried the same genetic variations that the Canaanites displayed centuries earlier, in which they in turn had inherited from the Caucasian newcomers. That cannot be avoided. So you always look at the goal. Well, we need more. We know more. It's always a movement of the goalpost. We need more. But guess what? You can keep digging and keep digging. They've been digging for hundreds of years. They've been digging for decades and sequencing for the last few decades. And what we are finding is that none of this shit comports with a Black Hebrew Israelite, nothing. These people are highly related to people from the Caucasus. People from the goddamn Caucasus, which shouldn't be a surprise because the story taking place in Mesopotamia and stuff of that nature early on at the onset, in Turkey and Syrians. These people are they're below the Lesser Caucasus. What the fuck are we talking about? Proximity, motherfucker. Shouldn't be to nobody's surprise unless you are a doctrinaire. It says, as limited as it is, we cannot ignore this piece of evidence. They want to ignore this. That there is a connection between the genetic background of this person at Kiryat Yearim in the first millennium BCE and the Canaanites in the second millennium BCE, Finkelstein says. It's not a complete surprise because we have evidence from other lines of inquiry, but it is another small piece of evidence showing that the genetic pool is the same. Of course, at the same time, we cannot say if this is a representative of the entire population. If researchers gather more data confirming that most Israelites indeed shared this ancestry with the Canaanites, it will support something that experts have strongly suggested for a while. I keep telling them this is a consensus, that in fact the ancient Hebrews descended from Canaanites. The biblical stories stress a discontinuity between the Canaanites, often depicted in a negative light, and the pious Israelites described as non-local descendants of Mesopotamian-born patriarch Abraham. So let's just go off the myth. Just read the myth. That's what they say. Oh, let's stay in the Bible because you don't want to deal with reality. It's like the people back then that wrote and constructed this didn't want to deal with reality, so they made their own goddamn mythicized history. It says, yet archaeologists have long noted that the similarities between Canaanite and Israelite material culture, language, and settlement patterns all suggest that the latter simply grew out of the former. In the last 30 to 40 years, there's general understanding that the Hebrews were mostly of local origin, which means that they were Canaanites and became Israelites in an identity-forming process that probably took a long time. Just like y'all just became Israelites. And in America, y'all just made this shit up. Same thing that happened 3,000 years ago. Just some people got together, hey, we Israelites. Then they made centuries later, they made a goddamn origin story on it. and the Exodus narrative and all this other crazy shit. It's all fictive. It says in the identity forming process that probably took a long time. Finkelstein says this process started at the end of the Bronze Age around the 12th century BC when the so-called Bronze Age collapse saw the destruction of multiple civilizations across the Mediterranean, withdrawal of Egypt from Canaan, which the pharaohs had control for centuries. In ensuing power vacuum, the local Canaanites formed new cultural identities around the emerging territorial entities we're familiar with from the Bible: Moab, Edom, Aram, Ammon, and of course Judah and Israel. The partial exception here being the Philistines, who do appear to have received an influx of Aegean migrants. As for the mitochondrial DNA, which is inherited from the maternal side, the two individuals at Kiryat Yearim display two different haplogroups. One T1A is a very ancestral haplogroup with similar counterparts already found in individuals living in Jordan some 10,000 years ago and in southeastern Europe around 7,000 years ago. Again, nothing to comport with the West African theory of being a goddamn, you guys are pretenders. In later samples, it is found in Iran in those Canaanite samples in Israel. So that's continuity. As well as all the way to the Baltic and Ural Mountains. This suggests that the haplogroup's initial source may have been somewhere in the Neolithic and Anatolia or the Levant and slowly spread with early farming, Shaw says. The second mitochondrial haplogroup, called H87, hasn't been previously detected in ancient DNA samples, but is found in modern-day Basque, Tunisian Arabs, and Iraqis. This may point to an origin in the Mediterranean or the Near East, perhaps in the Arabian Peninsula, he says. If so, this particular haplogroup may have spread with nomadic populations, Schaus concludes. In other words, the samples from two ancient Israelites hint the ancestry from peoples in both Anatolia and Arabia. Much more data and research are needed to understand how significant these results are, whether they truly represent the ancestry of the region's population at the time, and what they mean for our understanding of the broader story of the emergence of ancient Israel. It's Caucasus hunter-gatherer ancestry. It's always been there. It's always been in there since the Bronze Age period. This is why the Egyptians have Caucasus hunter-gatherer ancestry as well. You're cooked. There's nothing else to talk about. You guys are finished. And I've already did video after video showing these sources. I don't mind showing them again. I give you all my damn sources so you can ad hoc or post hoc all day. You're not going to be the royal flush. I'm going to beat the shit out of you, and ain't none. It's just that simple, man. This shit's crazy. Anyway.
Man, you want me to crash her. That's what you
do. Bro, you ask me a question and I answer. I'm trying to shake the narrative now.
Who turn is to speak?
Mine, if you don't stop reframing.
This is why you was always stuck in that SVDL fishbowl. This is why SVDL
it ain't got nothing to do with SVDL, bro. I done debated all over the internet, fam. Ain't nobody worried about you.
Where's Solar File at? You was all for him a couple of months ago.
I don't know about fighting. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
Hey, JJ, can we get back to what we were talking about?
You don't want to because you got embarrassed.
I got. So Israelites. So Abraham is an Israelite, then, right? So we're gonna leave him out of it. Okay. So now prove Jacob's existence. What his DNA? There's no laboratory studies. Not just because these people didn't exist.
Exactly. I don't know about they didn't exist. But I'm just asking you, what is the bloodline? Why won't you answer my question, bro?
Something that don't exist. Go ahead, sir. Yeah,
why won't you answer my question? I asked you specifically, what is the Israelite bloodline that I'm supposed to prove? I asked you specifically, what is the Israelite bloodline that I'm supposed to prove?
Bloodline, huh? Well, what's his DNA?
What is the Israelite bloodline that I'm supposed to prove? Go ahead.
That's your job. My job is to prove it didn't exist.
I never got up here and said that I'm finna stand on Israelite bloodline. I said we can connect to the Africans that have the oral history, who have the same oral history as those Jews have. That's what I said.
So you don't want that debate.
Do you want to have that debate?
I want you to prove that debate. You want to prove that Jacob existed. You can't.
Okay, great. Now, cool, great. Now, does that mean that the Israelites never existed?
We talking about your patriarchs.
No, nigga, does that mean the Israelites never existed? That's what I asked you.
JJ.
So what is like connected to an African? Go ahead. Which one? Which subclan? Go ahead. Tell me. And don't you try to, well, Deuteronomy 68 said we're going to come here on slaves. Tell me what subclan, are they from Ghana? Are they from Nigeria? Are they from Mali? What subclan are you connected to say that you're an Israelite? What tribe?
I would say based on me being EM 180, I would say based on me being EM 180, I have a strong connection to multiple groups actually. See, unlike everybody else, nigga, I'm the oldest DNA haplogroup on here. Right? That's been the problem. Nigga, go look up EM 180. I'm y'all niggas daddy. Right. So I can connect to the Igbo, I can connect to a lot of different groups. The problem is, if we want to start having this conversation, we probably need to go get that big Y700 from Family Tree DNA. So until we have that and say, oh, this is exactly or specifically what tribe everybody comes from, because that's why I asked you, what is the Israelite DNA or what is the bloodline? You niggas keep trying to have us prove something that doesn't exist yet. So since you can't disprove it, nigga, you getting mad. That's the problem. I keep telling you, nigga, I'm that one. Ask me, answer the question. What is the Israelite DNA? What is the haplogroup? Stop running.
When do the Israelites ever mention DNA? When do the Israelites ever mention the haplogroup?
You niggas out your mind, bro.
You see multiple people being identified as Israelites. They never, you gotta have this haplogroup. I wanted to ask JJ something, right?
Hold on, y'all.
Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? My question would be, if you understand archaeology, why would you be sitting up here talking about some proof a shepherd?
That's stupid. You just trying to get out of. Just say you don't have evidence for it. Just say it. But anyway, why would I ask for haplogroups? Because y'all claiming to descend from some damn body. You claiming to be descendants of this ancient Caucasus hunter-gatherer like group, and you ain't got no Caucasus hunter-gatherer like DNA. At least the people that are there today claiming to be Jews have the Caucasus hunter-gatherer component. They relate to the people that are in the damn ground. You do not. Ain't none that does not relate to people that have been buried for thousands of years in the Levantine region, which is where you would expect to see your ancestry, since you're claiming to be Israelites. You don't see it. Therefore, it's a bunk claim. Oh, why you asking me for proof? That's basically saying, why you asking me to proof? Why you asking me for DNA? Why you asking me for evidence? Come on, man. Where your Middle Eastern DNA at? Where your DNA is telling you who your ancestors are. Not no goddamn mythical book. Your DNA shows you who you related to. Y'all treat the book like it's a DNA test, which is fucking silly. This is crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? So why we can show that these people have a proxy to go back to these lands. We can't show it for you. Your people, like I keep continuing to say, come from West Africa, Western Europe. Some of them come from the Americas. Because African Americans on average do have like less than 2% Native Indigenous American ancestry. Where is this Caucasus hunter-gatherer DNA? Where is it? I'm going to show you something. Look at this. Genomic survey of the Bronze Age Southern Levant. This is where you claim your ancestry comes from. So where is the Zagros Caucasus ancestry? That's what we should expect from somebody coming from the Levant. And then you niggas read John Oligby's source that said that these niggas came from Vespasian Roman times during the Vespasian persecution. So it should still be clear what West African group has a large amount of Zagros Caucasus ancestry, because that's what these people would have living in these regions. Which group? Why you don't have Caucasus Zagros ancestry. Where's your Zagros Caucasus ancestry? As you can see to the right, about 5,000 years ago, there's introgression, people moving from the Zagros Caucasus region. And the gene pool has about 40% at the onset of this ancestry. And then an additional 10 to 15% is added during the Bronze Age period. So now these people are majorly 50 to 55% Caucasus hunter-gatherer. So over half their ancestry is coming from these people. But for some reason, y'all don't have it. Oh, but what's the other 45%? The Natufi and Levantine-like DNA. You don't have that either. Either or, pick your fucking poison. You ain't got this damn DNA in you. Therefore, you don't have no traceable ancestry to no goddamn Levant. And as we read, there's a continuity of this ancestry in this region, in Israel, from the Bronze Age onward. Bronze Age onward. Oh, but it says Africa there. I know you don't understand. You can't read graphs and you're indoctrinated, so it's going to affect your understanding of seeing this, right? See where it says within the last 2 millennia? That's when that falls onto the time graph. 5,000 years ago, we don't see that goddamn ancestry there. It is primarily Zagros Caucasus and Neolithic Levantine. By the way, majority of West Africans do not share these components. They don't share this ancestry. Maybe because their ancestors were not from here. They would not have been there during the quote unquote time of the patriarchs, which is a made up bullshit. There was no time of the patriarch. These were just random Canaanites that came up with a damn narrative. Right? This is why we see the first mention of these people in the 13th century. They came up with this narrative. Just like somebody like Tookie Williams and the other guy made the Crips. Same exact thing. And then they made a myth and lore about it and how it was created, where it came from, and they got the only true God, all that. Which is not alien. It just became the popular narrative that we're all familiar with because of Christians killing and destroying and depopulating. That's the history. That's why I represent Catholics, because I agree with the subduing of you dumb niggas. That's what we doing right here with the scholarship. We subduing dumb niggas. So come on, bro. Like, we gotta stop this bullshit. We gotta stop it. Over 93 samples. We got a general idea of what these people would have looked like. The antecedents to the Israelites, the people after them. And y'all are not it. Explain how these people immigrated from Judea, a Roman province, and we don't have no Semites, no Zagros Caucasus ancestry, which would have inundated that area during those time periods. No, why y'all asking us for DNA? We just need the book. Because you're claiming to descend from people. And how you get DNA? How do you get DNA? How? From your parents. You inherit it from your goddamn parents. So if you're claiming to be these people, I expect this ancestry. Why you don't have it? Let me show you some African American DNA, by the way, because you're claiming these people are the Jews. Go to Reddit. African American results. 23andMe. Let's do some live study right here. Here you go. Black American results in picture here. We're on Reddit. 73.6% of this person's ancestry is from Western Africa. So we can trace that going to Angola, Ghana, Nigeria, group Senegambia, Guinea. I don't see nothing about the Levant, Syria, West Asia in general. I don't see any of that. 26% European. This is the average. This is what we see. Mainly West African and European ancestry. British and Irish. That's the ancestry of African Americans. This is we don't see this. Where's the Jewish connection? Where's the Caucasus hunter gatherer? Where's it? We don't see it. Non-existent. Right? Non-existent. English, Irish, and Welsh, Danish, and Norwegian ancestry. They don't want to hear that shit. They want a mythical goddamn ancestry. It should show up in your DNA. What's going on, Sean? Oh, we lost my brother Sean. I guess he dropped out. Just show up in your ancestry. Right? Let me go to 23. Let me see what we got here. Oh, I think we got Sean back.
Hey, what's good, bro? Nothing. I didn't know we was live. I thought we was in the back room, something, having a conversation. But I see you live. What's going on? What we doing right now? What we talking about? The discussion you was having with the brother earlier.
Yeah, ain't none of these fugazi ass niggas. VM, like these niggas is crazy as hell.
Yeah. So you just what you going through some DNA for him?
Yeah. I want to know, like, where's this ancient Caucasian ancestry that you're supposed to have? If you would, where is it? Why none of your DNA go back to the Caucasus some damn way? Why we don't see that?
Mm-hmm.
Where is it at? 79.4% sub-Saharan African, Nigerian, Ghanaian, Liberian. I ain't read nothing about no damn Israel here yet. I ain't read nothing about West Asia. European, 19% European. There we go. European, British, Irish, French, German, broadly Northwestern European. Southern European, Italian, broadly Southern European. East Asian and Indigenous American. Didn't I say that? These are the main ingredients. Now, do you have some outliers? You got some outliers. But for the primary ancestry that we can trace with African Americans, it's primarily Indigenous American, Native American, right? Western European and Western African. We are an admixed group, and that's the composition of our ancestry. No Israelite shit, no Egyptian shit. All of these imagined, just like we read from To the Prophet, these are imagined communities, imagined ancestry, imagined traditions that Western Christians, Western Jews, and Arabic historiographers created. And then the locals absorbed these imagined tales, just like you absorbed the idea that you're an Israelite. You absorbed it and internalized it. That's all that happened. You have no real proof, no evidence. And Sean, I was asking them earlier. I'm like, if you believe, because he read John O. Gilby. Gilby says Jewish groups fled Vespasian Rome. That's about 2nd century, right? 2nd and 1st century. So if Jewish groups fled Vespasian Rome and fled into the interiors of West Africa, why the hell we don't see the Roman and Greek language there?
Good question.
Where is it? Why the hell is West Africa largely illiterate until the Arabs? If they're inundated with Jews that fled Judea because of Vespasian. Shit's silly, bro. Shit is silly. All right, so let's go get some more right here. Let's get some more African American DNA. Surely we should have some West Asian. Did we read this one already? This person, 90.3%. You could just tell by the lit up portions of the map. American, Sub-Saharan African, European. Do we really have to go through this? This is primarily what you see. And y'all getting upset. A little bit of North African, a little bit of Central Asian there. It's a myth. It's made up. You are not an Israelite, nor African Americans Israelites. Oh, the Bible says shut the fuck up. I ain't trying to hear that shit. Claim after goddamn claim. We saw this one already. Typical African American results. So there we go. Here's your Israelite. You got a little bit of West Asian, North African. There you go. Boom. You got one West Asian. Primary components is Sub-Saharan African, European, Indigenous American, and this particular person does have West Asian, North African. Again, the outlier. Primary ancestry of all these groups are going to be the first three I named. Where is it? Y'all the ones claiming that there was a migration event. Where is it? Where's the proof of this shit? Where is the evidence? There we go. Another African American lady, 80%. Sub-Saharan African, 17.2%. European, 1.5%. Native American. Still no ancient Jewish shit. Nothing to back it up. And this is why y'all don't like DNA. Why are you asking me for DNA? That's like you're literally saying, why are you asking me to prove my shit?
Nomad person that isn't settled down.
Go there, bro. Exactly.
Why would you ask that when you know for you to get forms of writing? There's only a few things that people write on. They write on pottery, cut out rock, or a form of paper, or in metal, or something like a papyrus or something. Nomads don't carry around pottery. They don't carry around papyruses. They don't carry around stone blocks to write on. What are we talking about? The time you would get evidence for the Israelites' earliest history is when they settled down in Egypt, because then you get to document archaeologically wise the actual evidence that they leave behind, because they're settled down. They're actually starting to deal with pottery and stuff. Multiple people wander throughout the desert. They don't carry in stuff and pottery and all that. They use animal skins and shit. So your question itself, it shows how informed you are about what actually requires.
So basically, there's a long way of saying you can't prove it. God damn, bro. Long way to say you can't prove it.
But what people actually look for when we talk about is this person historical based on the cultural context in which the person lived in the history and the time frame what the person lived in. You show me a random shepherd, show me Joe the shepherd in Canaan. I'll wait. You're not going to find it.
Well, the central problem, the core problem to this. I'm trying to respond. Stop crying. I'm trying to respond to what you're saying.
JJ.
All right, so I'm going to respond. He not here. I want to respond. I know you shadow boxing because you can't fucking fight. Anyway, like I was saying.
No, anyway, like I was saying,
y'all claiming to descend from Abraham. Abraham, if he existed, that's one man.
Where's
one man, right? Yeah, I know.
Hey, hold on right quick.
When you suck, you do stuff like this.
You came up here for 30 minutes, talk, and then say, I want to debate.
Right, yeah. You're going to die. You're going to die in the debate. I know you act like a female. You're going to die in the debate.
Hey,
like I said, the central issue with the central issue with your Abrahamic claim, you literally didn't from a man that's named Abraham. He thinks African Americans, West Africans all share this one patron father. If that's the case, they should have one damn Bible, and they don't.
They don't.
Hold on real quick. Hey, Josh.
You hear what I said to this dumb nigga? Y'all the ones who claim that y'all come from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So since y'all all descend from one man, y'all should have one haplogroup. And we're not talking hundreds of thousands of years. Well, all haplogroups, yeah. Hundreds of thousands of years, haplogroups diverge from one singular Y chromosome atom, right? One male. The issue you guys are having is y'all saying y'all claim to come from somebody that lived roughly between 2000 BCE, if you go with the early, or 1700 late BCE, somewhere in that range, 2100 to 1700 BCE. Y'all should definitely all, so Yara, Anon, and Chaasad should all share the same exact Y DNA. From the macro to whatever branch. There's got to be a specific branch that y'all all share since y'all all come from Abraham. Which is what that paper said. Raphael Falk says this. And y'all ignored it, but you want to go to Raphael Falk to try to condemn DNA. Like, what the fuck?
Has any of them outside of Anon had their DNA tested?
I don't know. I don't know if Yarad took his DNA test. I don't know if Chaasad is taking their DNA test. They probably won't, but I'm curious to see if they have. If they did, we need to see their results, break their results down. Because you claiming this, look, extraordinary claims require what? Extraordinary evidence. So since you got these claims, show us the evidence. You don't want to even go by DNA, which is a biological thing. This is not a doctrine like you go to church and you preach. No, this is something that you're by a record of your ancestry within your body. What are you talking about? Y'all talk about DNA like it's a doctrine.
So you mean this is not the original man doctrine?
Hey, you know, this is the original man doctrine just remixed and chopped and screwed. We the real Jews and the white man is this, blah, blah, blah. He lied and he took our culture and took our people. Vespasian destroyed the Judeans and we fled all into sub-Saharan Africa. See, look, the white man showed me on this map right here. He's a map maker for the king. So that evidence has to be true, Sean. Man, shit is crazy, bro. Let me just touch on that real quick. And that was like a central argument for him. He thought he was cooking. But, you know, I came out as a service check and checking like, sir, your gas has been disconnected for some weeks now. You haven't been cooking. There's no way you can be cooking. There's no gas going to this stove. So this is Black Jews in Africa.
You're eating raw pork chops, sir.
It's uncooked. You might want to get yourself checked out. This is page 39 of Black Jews in Africa and Americas, chapter 4, Judaic Practices and Superior Stock. It reads, in West Africa, there was a long European discourse that assumed that somewhere in the Western interior. So this is, again, the imagination of Europeans. In West Africa, there was a long European discourse that assumed that somewhere in the Western interior, there were Jews or Israelites who had settled in the continent centuries before and influenced the surrounding peoples, and supposed traces of such people were discovered with great regularity. The main motor for such discoveries and conclusions was the notion embedded in the Hamitic hypothesis that some African peoples had originated in the distant Middle East, bringing Semitic ideas with them, or that Semitic ideas had been brought from the Middle East, Egypt, or the Horn of Africa by some other agents in ancient times. So this was a very famous folklore that was being engendered and disseminated by European circles. We brought up the Western Jews, the Western Christians, and even Arabic stargraphers, right? That's the source of this myth. With respect to the Yoruba people, the British explorer Captain Hugh Clapperton, see, they'll go to sources like this, cited a work by Sultan Bayo of Sokoto, perhaps influenced by Leo Africanus, which maintained that the Yoruba people were thought to be of the Canaanite extraction. And we just read what Canaanite DNA looks like. The Yoruba people are indeed of the Canaanite extraction. They should have a large influx of Caucasus on the like DNA. They don't. But this is the narratives that these people were spreading during this time period. Now, this is the 18th century, going into the 19th. Richard Burton, the English explorer, also cited Sultan Bayo's ideas and commented on Bayo's explanation of the word Yoruba, which he connected with the name Yarab, son of Khatan, called Joktan by the Hebrew annalists, and enumerated by Muslim genealogists among the Arab El-Ariba, or pure Arabs. So this is all myth. Oh, these people come from Joktan, these people are Khatan, blah, blah, blah. The origins of Yoruba could thus be traced back to southern Arabia. Nonetheless, Burton had some difficulty accounting for the origin of the sophisticated religious system of the Yoruba. He concluded that it had to be sought through some later outside influence, emanating from perhaps the Romans or Portuguese, or from the powerful kingdom of Jews in Ethiopia. So he just really was pulling shit out of thin air here. He really was pulling rabbits out of hats here. right? Burton had, of course, read the great Scottish traveler James Bruce, 1730-1794, of whom, unlike most, he approved. Bruce's travels to discover the source of the Nile had been the first book to bring in the existence of the Beta Israel or Phalasha of Ethiopia to the general notice of the West. Burton may have had the Beta Israel in mind when he wrote of the powerful kingdom of Jews who may have influenced the Yoruba. It is more likely, however, that he was thinking perhaps subconsciously the various references to Jewish kingdoms in Africa, which filled early modern and medieval travel literature, in which he was certainly aware. And again, Chaasad is using this as proof text. All of this myth and fake modern and medieval travel literature, like the maps and stuff, right? Burton was not handing out much in the way of a compliment when he suggested Jewish influence in Yoruba religious practice. Burton was an out racist as far as Africans were concerned, and therefore he could not allow the Yoruba had sophisticated religious ideas and had to suggest they came from perhaps the Jews of Ethiopia. But at the same time, he was notorious anti-Semite as far as Jews were concerned. As an infamous book, The Jew, Gypsy, and El Islam, accusing Eastern Jews of murdering Christian children at Passover shows. What quite he had in mind with respect to the possibility of Jewish influence here is unclear, although elsewhere his descriptions of Yoruba traditions and customs are peppered with biblical ethnographic allusions. In general, Western travelers and missionaries persisted in seeing signs that the Yoruba were descended from ancient Hebrews. So again, this is all of their imagination. They're superimposing these ideas on these people. Dr. Stephen Septimus Farrow, for one, a Scottish missionary who worked among the Yoruba in the 1890s and wrote a doctoral dissertation in part about them, was convinced of their racial affinities with the Jewish people. And outside's attempts to prove their connections to the Jews or the lost tribes of Israel have continued until the present time and have been accepted by some Yoruba. So again, this is what Tudor Parfit was talking about. It's been internalized. It's been absorbed by the locals now. Now they believe it. Now they're spreading it. But we know the source of this. This is all European mythology and Arabic mythology. Attempts to connect the Yoruba with Israelites or other Middle Eastern peoples were replicated with respect to the neighboring Igbo. In the late 18th century, Oluda Equiano's celebrated biography, interesting narrative of Oluda Equiano Gustavus Vasa, the African describe analogies between Jewish customs and law. And I'll leave it there because we've already read that. But again, same thing here, same vein, all made up stories. John Ogilvy and others, as we've been reading all night.
So I got mutual right quick because we do got to get ready to go. I want to say this: we will set that up between you and Chaasad. That will be set up, man. We will do it the right.
And him and Anon. Don't forget that. We're not gonna act like he ain't been calling for the smoke. So we give him what he wants. But like I told you. Hold on, but like I told you, it's a two debate conversation.
You don't have no bargaining chip. You ran from him.
Guess what? Hey, guess what?
You ran from him. I don't want to hear that.
Hear the best part, little guy.
Hear the
best part, little guy.
Just like
Hear the best part. Hear the best part, little guy. Hear the best part, little guy.
Can we get this nigga a pacifier?
Look, he think he can control nothing.
Hey, I'm gonna check this nigga up, bro.
Hey, you ain't the champ. I can pull up right now. I can pull up right now and debate the champ. Nigga, ain't nobody checking for you.
Give the fuck, right? All right, so
ain't nobody checking for you, little nigga.
Hey, hold on right quick.
You ran from
the boys always.
Hey, if you want to talk, what's Hezekiah DNA?
I never ran from anybody.
What's Hezekiah DNA?
Okay, again.
What is Hezekiah DNA?
Hezekiah DNA would be Canaanite.
What is Hezekiah? What is DNA? Pull up this document and show Hezekiah's DNA.
It would be under the haplogroup J claim.
No, it's going to be under the. Show me the document that says Hezekiah's DNA.
No, show me.
How you prove that? How you prove that?
Classic Craig. I'm going to give him the chance to talk.
Nah, nigga, how you prove that J came from Hezekiah?
Hold on. You want to answer? You want the answer? You want to run your mouth?
No.
You just said how you want to prove it, right?
Hold on, Joshua. It's just
how you gonna ask a question and then be like, notice he don't want the answer because Ra was like, how you prove it? It was like, oh, what's Hezekiah? I was like, oh, could have been half of Group J because he's the Caucasus hunter gatherer. The Israelites derived their ancestors from Caucasus hunter gatherers, and it's a very normal haplogroup to have amongst them groups. And as I'm trying to answer the question, Chaasad is saying, no, don't answer it. Shut up. The fuck? But this is what doctrinaires do. You turn to bigots, bro. Like, this is what it is. We overly religious. This is what you do. No.
We gotta let him talk, bro. Come on, man.
He ain't let me fucking talk. What the fuck you talking about? The minute I try to respond, this bitch ass nigga open his mouth. The minute I try to respond.
All right, hold on. Let's do.
If there was some decorum from the beginning, he would have let me talk. The minute I got on the screen and I gave my introduction, he cut me off. What are you talking about?
Yeah, nigga, because you came in.
I gave you that energy, nigga.
Hold on, right quick. Hold on,
that's why you got that energy, nigga.
Hey, hold on, right quick. Hey,
these niggas pussy. So he basically was like, "Yeah, nigga, you came in talking shit. Yeah, I said you a fake Jew. You a pretending Jew. You know how many times I get on the panel and niggas is talking shit about me, and I just sit there and be quiet. I let them get it all out. Now it's my turn to speak. Now it's my turn to rain terror on you niggas. Now it's my turn. Now you dealing with Satan. You didn't do that. I came on there to say these things, to antagonize you, to get a debate. You didn't even let me get through my motherfucking introduction, right? It's called fucking showmanship. You niggas don't got it. You ain't got it in you, nigga. You niggas is goofy. I'm not trying to be your friend. I'm trying to beat you. What the fuck? I'm not finna get up here and kumbaya with none of you niggas. I've been telling you niggas, I'm the enemy of all black Hebrew Israelites and Afrocentrics. Don't expect nothing more, nothing less. When you up there, you the menu, nigga. This is the motherfucking menu right here. Fuck is you talking about? Yeah, nigga, there's some curry goat, some cabbage, and some motherfucking rice and peas, bitch ass nigga. That's what I see on the stream. I don't see nothing else but food when I get up there. So I'm there to eat. I let your bitch ass talk. When I came in, it came time for me to introduce myself and go into my little spiel, you cut me off. And then the nigga that always cut other niggas off, always talk about decorum and, oh, he won't be quiet. Nigga, you need to show decorum. Because when I'm in regular spaces talking with people, as long as they don't go left, I don't go left. I only go the direction you niggas go. The minute you start going left, I go left. This shit's gonna be NASCAR. We going left all goddamn day. If you want to have that conversation, you could have been like you. You could have been like, yo, all right, let's talk about it. You didn't want to have a conversation. You got offended. You got your fucking feelings because you was a girl. First thing you said was, oh, man, you disrespect me saying I'm pretending to be a Jew. No. Then I was like, yeah, you pretended to be a Jew. And then he was like, no, shut up. Then. Like, all this other crazy shit. Let me fucking talk. Let me say it, nigga. Everybody on the internet not going to agree with your little dumb ass. This is what's wrong with this community, nigga. Y'all want to be communists and shit. Y'all want to be, what's his name? Jim Kong Un in this bitch. You want to control every goddamn body. If everybody, if everybody don't get on here and motherfucking sing to your motherfucking tune, then it, you know what I'm saying? Then it can't be a show. Nigga, I came on here to get at you because you a black Hebrew Israelite. I tried to say that shit. Nigga, it's not because your name Chaasad or nothing like that. I don't want to debate you because your name Chaasad or whatever. You did some shit on Sinetta. I solely want to debate you because you're a black Hebrew Israelite. And I fucking want to destroy every black Hebrew Israelite, period. Fuck is you talking about, nigga? It's just that simple. Y'all stand on faulty claims, faulty premises. Y'all bringing these old antiquated sources and try to act as if that's reality. Y'all have a DNA issue. You don't understand DNA. Ain't none. You don't understand it. The EM180 shit you said was crazy. I took my big Y. He said, we need to do big Y 700. I did my big Y. Sean did his big Y. Moore did his big Y. Ivry did his big Y. And as coming from this ethnic group, no African Americans, our shit didn't go back to no damn ancient Israelite tribe. or no Jew or no, none of that crazy shit. No Levantine group. So we can't even say about proxy. Our ancestors were in the Sahara for thousands of years, and then they dispersed into different directions. It's the proper understanding of our ancestors. You ain't gonna go to no geneticists and try to bamboozle and trick them to say this dumb shit y'all talking about. V Young. We're not gonna have that in the Catholic Church, nigga. That's not gonna happen, bro. Fuck is wrong with you goofy ass niggas? V Young.
Hey, let's let Joshua get it out.
Nah, you want to talk. He's finna.
I was trying to respond to your fucking
group up here. You're not gonna tell me. No, listen. You're not gonna tell me.
How do you prove
I'm going.
The minute I try to prove it, you talking about, no, shut up.
Shut up.
Man, you're a
not
female.
Here and talk about his DNA could be the Canaanite Jade. No, we want the actual proof. Hezekiah's DNA. We're not gonna listen to no theory, no none of that.
Again, Hezekiah is a part of the Israelite group, correct? The Israelite group comes from the Canaanites, correct?
Incorrect source.
No, that's correct.
Incorrect source.
That's correct. That is correct.
Source.
That is
which tribe of the Canaanites?
Scholastic consensus.
Which tribe of the Canaanites?
The Canaanite, as I was saying, the Canaanites themselves derive their ancestry from Caucasus hunter gatherers.
Which tribe of the Canaanites?
Hey, this is exactly what I'm
saying. You idiot! All Israelites DNA. All of them.
You just never put them in the back, bro.
All of them.
I asked him for a source, and he.
That's the consensus. I can give you a million sources that say that.
The source.
I can give you a million.
All right, you still talk. All right,
so Joshua, listen, for the show's sake, I gotta move on.
I'm not gonna keep playing.
I know, I get it, but we're gonna set it up with you and Chaasad, then you and Anon.
Let me say this. Let me say this real quick. This is an exact example of niggas playing. What's Hezekiah's DNA? Well, Hezekiah would be a Canaanite or Israelite. He's an Israelite, right? Okay. So the Canaanites or the Israelites are nigga, I didn't ask you any of that. I asked you what is Hezekiah's DNA. That means you go to a literal.
No, the literal source is not gonna say Hezekiah's DNA is X. This is called deductive reasoning. We don't have Hezekiah's body. But we know he's from the Israelite populace. And the Israelite populace is, like I read earlier, 2 or 3 sources, is generally seen as emerging from Canaanites. This is called deductive reasoning. Because we don't have direct bodies of no goddamn Hezekiah. So how would you answer that, you idiot? Y'all thought y'all had a trap door question. That's not a trap. That's easy. If he's from this populace, this is his likely haplogroup, or this is his likely genetic background. He's going to be of Caucasus hunter-gatherer ancestry. No ifs, ands, or buts. If he truly comes from this Israelite group, which comes from the Canaanite group, which derive majority of their ancestry from Caucasus hunter-gatherers. Occam's razor, easy shit. And your little tiny brain, you think that's a trap door. But guess what you can't fucking do? You can't prove that all African Americans descended from one man that lived in the Bronze Age Levant about 4,000 years ago, known as Abraham. You can't fucking do that because African Americans have a variegated ancestry from different African tribes and different West European groups, different Native American groups. They don't go back to one anything as a collective. So therefore, you're already behind the 8 ball. You're already trying to warp reality to try to say African Americans go back to one man. Silly, nonsensical garbage. Anyway.
True source and says this is Hezekiah's DNA with the facts. Nothing else is supposed to be talked about right now. Answer my direct question. What is we talking about? And this is what I mean by niggas get up here and flim-flam and play games because they don't have the actual answer to what's being asked.
Facts. Hey, but check this out, though. Check this out, man. We're going to get it together with you and him and then you and Anon, you know what I'm saying? Elder Yara got some things in the mix, man. He's going up.
Yeah, hey, let everybody know I sent 2 debate topics in for Cedric Bodega. I sent 2 of them in for him already.
Bodega.
Confirm that, Classic Craig. Confirm it.
Damn.
Shout out to my nigga Cedric Ortega. You gonna beat your ass, y'all. Raul VM. That's the Catholic clergy. You niggas not worthy. Hey, Sean, man, you got anything before we bounce, man?
Nah, I'm waiting for this. I want to see this whole thing go down. I'm waiting to see this debate. I want to see what these brothers have to say. I want to see, where they take this. I'd love to see the Yara and Cedric debate. Cedric ain't no joke. And also Anon challenged you as well tonight, didn't he?
No, I challenged Anon first.
Okay.
In the chat, I was getting at him, you know what I'm saying? In prior episodes, I've been getting at him.
Right.
So he trying to make it seem sorry. He know what's up with me. He know I'm gonna knock his ass out. He know what's coming. It's inevitable.
And then you and the brother Chaasad. I'm waiting to see this. I want to see what these brothers have. I want to see what they, what they're going to come to the table with.
Babylon or Timbuktu.
Yeah, the usual. But we'll see. Let's see if they come up with something new. Let's see if something new come up.
They better pull a rabbit out the hat. Because you getting your ass beat for 2 rounds of information. Well, first round presentation, second round rebuttal round, and you already know the Q&A chin check section. I'm going to rock your fucking chin. Everybody knows it. You're going to lose. There's no way you're going to win this debate. Our debate topic is who are the real Jews or who are the Jews. He's going to be trying to argue that the Jews are West Africans. This is crazy. I guess I'm the negative because that's obviously bullshit. I'm going to be negating your argument. VM, man.
Well, y'all get a date for this yet?
Man, then they kept asking me for a date. I told the goofy ass nigga any given Sunday like football, nigga. Well, what are we talking about? He's like, oh, well, give me a date. I just told you, nigga, any given Sunday. Pick a Sunday and I'm going to beat your ass. Niggas be trying to overcomplicate.
Well, hopefully it come up soon. Hopefully we get this done soon. We get this match.
Yeah. You know how things go. There's an order of things. We're going to get together. We're gonna set the date. Y'all going to see me show out like I always do. And it's going to be another Hebrew body for the motherfucking ossuary. We're going to put him in the ossuary since he want to be a Jew. We're going to bury that nigga Hebraic style. You hear me? We're going to put the motherfucking Aramaic letters. His name going to be Aramaic letters on the side of the ossuary. We're going to bury that nigga like Phineas. However you say that brother name. You know what I'm saying? That's how we going to do. No, Calpheus. How Calpheus was buried in a box, nigga, with your bones, VM. We're going to ship it to your mother. We're going to let her get you know what I'm saying, for a while and let her mourn her son on VM. And with that's the motherfucking deal.
Facts. YAP.
None of you niggas is worthy, nigga. Catholic clergy, nigga. Jersey, nigga.